One thing I learned from Paul Graham is this definition of what it takes to be a startup founder. And I love the way he arrived at it. And he uses just two words to describe what it takes to be a startup founder. And then the words are relentlessly resourceful. I love it. It's such a great combination of words. And I mean, he wrote an essay on this. It's called Relentlessly Resourceful on his blog. And he wrote it in March 2009. So 14 years ago. He wrote this brilliant article, brilliant essay. I think you should all check it out. And in that article, he talks about how you have to be relentless, to be a founder, and resourceful, which is scrappy. And this is a quality that he also talks about that can be taught. But unfortunately, a lot of folks who grew up in our school system, where parents and teachers and elders like kind of had authority over you. So you were looking for someone's blessing all the time. You were looking for someone's permission to go do the thing, to go create the app, to go create your podcast or whatever. And the crazy thing about being an adult is that you don't need anyone's permission. As long as whatever you're building is not actual harm to the society, you can pretty much create anything. You can teach yourself anything. You can learn no code or code. You can learn any skill like podcasting or filmmaking, and you can go create the thing, like make the thing, right? So with startup founders, it's the same thing. Like I've seen so many times across advising and investing in some of the startups, a lot of founders are stuck at step zero or step one. And if you ask them, like, why are you stuck? And they usually have some kind of circumstantial answer. And yes, on paper, that circumstance is valid, right? You don't have a technical co founder, completely valid. You don't know, let's say, anybody in your target market, completely valid. But these are valid, but they cannot be showstoppers. I mean, for great founders, these are not showstoppers. Let me put it that way. You have to will your way into getting what you want when it comes to startups. And so you really have to have that kind of conviction to go after the problem and do not stop and not be hopeless. And I think he uses the word hapless a lot in that essay, which is brilliant. And he also used the metaphor of a running back, right? If you take the NFL or like football, a running back has to be determined to get through, break the tackles, and get through the defensive lineup, but also flexible enough that he has to look at the opening. He or she has to look at the opening and then make it to the other side. So I think it takes that combo, right? It takes the combo of both relentless, which means you have to keep at it, trying new things, almost permissionlessly, like I said, right? You don't need it. You're not waiting on anyone's blessing. You're not waiting on anyone's guidance. You're just going to take a shot, but also resourceful in the sense that you're doing the most of what you can given what you have. I think I've frankly always felt that it's hard to put these words, put words to something you already felt for a long time. And I love the way he described it. So that's one thing that I always think about when I think about Paul Graham is the definition of what it takes to be a startup founder. Hope that resonates.